Hello, dear colleagues, dear Metro heroes. With our More podcast, we want to accompany you and give you orientation in this new working world. Welcome to all of you. My name is Bernd Rodde from Internal Communications at Metro AG. First of all, thank you very much for the great feedback on our first episodes. There was a lot of encouragement, but also valuable suggestions on what I can do better, and I will definitely take it to heart. Feel free to write me an email or send me a message via Teams, just as you like. Our topic today is Agile Working, and I always thought Agile Working is when I go to the coffee machine once an hour. That's not the case. Agile work can help us all to better manage our new work situation, the new normal, and it can make our work easier and more efficient. But how do I work in an agile way actually? And how and when do I make the best use out of it? That's what I'm talking about with my guest today, Christina Lange, Agile coach from METRO.digital. Hello, Christina.
Hi.
Thank you for coming here today to the Metro campus in Düsseldorf. Great to have you here. What I know so far about Agile Working, and that's not very much, it is about individuals and interaction. So the best ingredients for our podcast, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm already very curious because you are explaining us today how the Agile Working thing happens and how it can help us in our home offices, in project work, or in digital collaboration with colleagues. And you, Christina, you've also brought us your sound souvenir, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Me too.
So, Christina, you work as an Agile coach at METRO.digital, and you teach our colleagues how Agile work functions and what methods there are. But let us start from the scratch. What does Agile work mean in the first place?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me here and giving me the chance to speak a little bit about my experience with agile ways of working. And for example, tomorrow I have a workshop for the House of Learning. Let's do it agile, a one-day workshop. And there's this question also in the beginning, what is agile actually? Mm-hmm. Is it something new? Is it just a new buzzword? And we have the definition. So first of all, agile is an adjective. So it means flexible, it means adaptive, and it describes the capability of inspect and adapt. So the world around is changing, customer needs are changing, and we as a company and we as people have the chance to adapt to these kind of changes and make the best and the most out of it.
And how can Agile work help us in our new work situation?
Yeah, I would not say it's a new work situation. I think that's the normal and not even the new normal.
But it's a new normal then.
It's a new normal. Yeah, okay. Let's not fight about the word new. I think it's just like the normal situation we have now. So being in this kind of world where we have a lot of companies, like startup companies who come up with new ideas and new business models. And it's our chance to also deal with these kind of situations. So Agile is the chance, especially in complex environments when we have like not clarity enough about what to do and how to do it when it comes to technology and how to deliver things, that we can use these kind of agile methodologies. But stepping one step back, I would link to the philosophy and the mindset behind it. And that's for me really the core when it comes to agility and to agile. It's the manifesto for agile software development. That was more or less developed a couple of men met for a ski trip in Utah 2001, and they sat together and were thinking about, okay, how can we avoid in the future that we have plans, tons of plans that we deliver some software in 2 or 3 years, and then while delivering it and the first customer gets it, they recognized they don't use it because the changes were really ongoing and the software was not doesn't fit to the current needs. And then they thought about, okay, how can we do that? And shall we build up now a completely new framework? And they decided to go for 4 values and 12 principles. And the thing you mentioned, like individuals and interactions, that's really one of the core elements because it states that the individuals and interactions is more important than process and tools. So that doesn't mean that we do not have processes and tools in this agile ways of working universe, but it's a really team-oriented and collaborative way of interacting with each other.
And in our new or current situation, where we work most from home, but it tends to be some kind of hybrid way of working in the future. But has the topic gained a new momentum through Corona and the whole lockdown situation?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I would say that, yeah. And I can give you an example how I perceive that also in the metro world. So when we somehow thrown into this home office situation almost 15 months ago, I recognized that a lot of people decided to have like these, for example, daily scrum or daily stand-up meetings. So this 15 minutes meeting where you meet as a team, synchronize your task, identify impediments, ask for help, or maybe also have just a chat situation, because if you're just looking on your white wall and into your computer the whole day, it's also good to have some people to speak to. And these kind of little tools and methods I saw also happening in just daily business and not only in software development teams.
You talked about our work situation as office workers, but who is Agile Working mainly for? Only for us, office workers, but also for our colleagues in the stores?
I see our colleagues in the stores already kind of agile. So when they have their huddles, that's the equal meeting, I would say, for the stand-up meeting for the office workers. And I made also some experience in my times when I worked for Metro Germany as a change manager, that also some stores experimented, for example, with Kanban boards to make their task transparent, to see where something is blocked or where we have really like things with high focus on, and to make that also visible. And these are just little methods out of the agile world, just a few, not all of them, of course, but just like the small steps you can go to get into this world.
And what agile methods do exist, and above all, how we can implement them in our everyday work. We will talk about that in a moment. But now we want to know something about your personal experiences, Christina, because your working life has also changed a lot in the past few months. And we want to know especially what you have learned about yourselves and how you are personally managing your new work situation. And we do that in every episode of More Podcast with a little questionnaire called Try New Things. Are you ready, Christina?
Of course.
What have you tried new since you started working from home?
The first thing that came into my mind when I traveled here to this podcast recording, I was thinking about my first 3 months in the home office. And I worked in a very pragmatic way on a Biergarnitur. That's only the German word I know for that. But I was okay, it doesn't take long, so I just take it and have it here in one room. And it worked. So that was just my prototype of home office. In the meantime, I have a good desk and a good chair and everything else. And my other learnings, and that I also started in the beginning, was that I really committed on 3 goals for a day. So that I, at the end of the working day, I wrote down the 3 goals I would like to achieve in the next day. And these were my North Star and my guiding principles for the next day, to give me also some possibility to see success, because I think it's very hard in a home office situation to get feedback on that and to see what have I achieved. And this 3 goals method helped me a lot, and that is what I'm still practicing on, and it gives me also the structure. And that's what I did, a personal learning.
Yeah, sounds good. A good way to structure yourself, your work. But personally, what are your personal learnings from the new way of working?
Personal learnings, and I underestimated that, is the power of collaboration tools. So 2-3 years ago, I was the typical trainer standing in a classroom with flip chart and maybe some cards and walls and so on, and delivered, I would say, a very traditional classroom training. But from one day to the other, there was the chance also to do it virtual and online. And I've fallen in love with Miro, so a whiteboard collaboration tool that gives you the chance as a trainer, but also for the participants, to have an unlimited whiteboard where everybody can place stickies on, and we can really draw things and develop things together. And that is really underestimated, the power of that. And hopefully we will never lose that tool. So that's really, really awesome.
Okay. What bothers you, or what do you miss most in FlexOffice?
Yeah, of course, the colleagues. So sometimes when you have the feeling, now I would like to talk to someone, then I discover like in my circle, is there someone with a green bubble on the Teams profile, and maybe I can have a quick talk with him or her. So that is my way how to deal with that. But of course, like these short coffee talks and that I really miss.
Okay. You talked already about your not to-do list, your success list for the next day. And do you have a special life hack for the work in home office?
Yeah, my life hack is I have a Kanban board. So Kanban is also one of the Agile methods. Yeah, I have it in a digital version.
Okay.
It's my second brain, I would say. So every task, everything I would like to achieve is on this board. And that helps me a lot because I have also visual for me what I have to do and what I would like to achieve. And I also limit myself. So Agile, it's for me all about stop starting, start finishing, getting things done. And that means also that you have to limit yourself what you are starting and focus on the finishing part. And this visualization in a Kanban board helps me a lot to achieve that.
Okay, that sounds really interesting. Now we know how you're doing in home office and what you're thinking about. And according to that, you brought us your sound souvenir. We will get to that later toward the end of the podcast. I would like to come back to our actual topic. We already know how Agile Working helps us in our new way of working and what benefits it can bring. What are the specific working methods and what is special about them?
So first of all, there's no clear path of how become more agile. So there are a couple of frameworks out there, and some of them focus more on discovering the customer needs and pains. So understanding, for example, our restaurant owners, HoReCa, business a little bit better. So that goes into the direction of design thinking, design sprint, doing great interviews, using the method of persona, empathy maps. So a lot of tools and frameworks around that. And there's also a part of how to then actually deliver the stuff you discovered. So if you have a problem statement you would like to solve, then there are also methods going into creativity and ideation to come up with ideas, with prototypes. So do it pragmatic, maybe not that pragmatic as with my Biergarnitur, but also, thinking about before you start doing a PowerPoint presentation slide, maybe you just write it on a sheet of paper. So that would be a hack for prototyping your presentation styles. And the most common and popular frameworks around that, for example, are Scrum, Kanban, also OKR, and they somehow OKR that stands for objectives and key results. So a framework around what to achieve, very outcome based, and also with the measurement part on the side.
If I now reflect on my work situation and realize that I want to change something, especially the beginning, getting used to something new is always very difficult. I think we all know that. What is the best way to manage the change?
Yeah, very good question. And I would definitely say Agile is not new. So Agile just evolved out of different methods and the lean theory and practices around that. And it's with every change. So if you just go in there and say the old thing is bad and the new thing is good, then I assume you will fail. So just look on your personal problems, what you have, what your maybe also your needs and your pains are, and then see how can maybe an Agile method help here. So if you have communication problems in the teams now, maybe the cadences out of Scrum or out of Kanban help you to get really into a good rhythm with your team and your communication. It goes into direction, give every meeting a purpose. So just having a lot of and tons of meetings, and that's I would say the dark side out of the home office situation, that many people, especially we as office workers complained that we have so many meetings, so many Teams meetings, then let's see how we can hack them. So another hack would be, who said that we should have 30 and 60 minutes meetings? Nobody. So why not just have 25 and 55 minutes meetings, and you have a 5-minute break in between to grab a coffee, to prepare for the next meeting, or just to get some fresh air.
Okay. I now work in an agile way and use the methods, or some of them we just talk about. But if only I do this, but my team continues to work the more traditional way, maybe, then it can also cause chaos, maybe. So what can I do to take my team with me?
Individuals and interactions over processes and tools. So
we had that in the
speaking
beginning.
is the magic word. Yeah. Yeah. I would say it's just like a normal, in quotes, change process. So the change starts with you. So you can be like the role model and show them what is the impact you have, the successes, maybe also share your failures, what worked, what didn't work. And then just speak with them and get to know like their concerns, their doubts, and speak about that and find maybe one pain point out of the team that everybody is really, really tired of. And then let's see how to improve that.
Yeah, and as you said before, communication is key, like in so many other situations in life.
Yeah, sometimes it's so easy, and on the other side, it's so hard.
Okay, if I now want to learn the whole thing and want to get more information about Agile Working, where I can find information on that?
So we have an online course. It's a video course. You can find it on Empower, where we describe like the most common methods and frameworks. I named some of them like design thinking, Scrum, Kanban, also OKR, looking into liberating structures. So there you find like a big overview about these topics. It's a self-paced learning course, so you can just do it whenever you want to or would like to do it. Then we have this one-day workshop currently in the House of Learning trainings catalog. So that is the other part. And of course, please reach out to me and my colleagues. So we are here to support the colleagues and to make us better and more efficient, more productive.
Okay, and I guess the infos and the trainings can be found on United, that's right?
For sure, yes.
Okay, great. So United is always the place to be up to date. And now we come to a section of our More podcast, Christina, that I'm really looking forward to, our sound souvenir. Each guest brings along a specific sound that is characteristic of her or his new work situation. And now I'm excited. Christina, let us hear, what sound did you bring?
Hopefully it sounds familiar to you.
Yeah, it's a reminder on the computer. Help me.
Now it's the successful VPN connection.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the start of my working day. So I double click and then it's doodle-dip.
Yeah.
And then I'm like fully into the METRO.
Yeah, and I think this sound, you're really right. This gives you a good feeling. So the first thing in the morning that already worked. Yeah. So
it's like an all-access VIP card to the METRO world.
Yeah. So and why is it so special for you?
Yeah, it gives me like this certain point of, okay, now let's get into work. And I'm also a big fan of focusing and like doing things very focused. And then that's my point. And then I take my headphones on and I listen to this diddle-dip, and then the working day can start.
So a little bit like a starting shoot for
a little bit like a ritual, and gives me like the point to start.
Okay, great. Thank you, Christina, for the great sound. And thank you for being here today and show us what Agile work is all about. And you guys out there, give it a try and find out which Agile working method works best for you and your team. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you.
More podcast will be back soon with a new interesting topic on the new ways of working. Listen to the previous episodes as well. Of course, you can find all podcast episodes on the More page on United. Follow us there. Thanks for listening, my fellow Metro heroes. Feel free to recommend More podcasts to other people. Leave a like or comment on United and subscribe to More podcasts in your favorite podcast app. Above all, stay healthy, stay safe. Bye-bye and take care.